This is my first Capstone project for the Mind-to-Machine DataTalent program. I used the Wildfires dataset that was uploaded to Kaggle by Mohammad Reza Momeni. The original data came from Our World in Data and was compiled by Veronika Zaborska and Hannah Ritchie. The dataset comes with 5 different CSV files. For the purpose of this project, however, I just used the second one, which gives us the annual area in hectares that was burned by wildfires per year from the years 2012 to 2024. Obviously, we're in the middle of 2024, and the data was originally compiled or shared in April of 2024, so the 2024 data is only fractional. To start, I loaded the CSV file into Colab and then created a data frame called WF2. I inspected the data frame by printing the information and also the table. And what we can tell from the information here is that we have 2 different data types. First, integers, and we have 2 columns here, so 2 columns with numbers, and then objects, and also 2 columns for that. The table shows us that entity is a list of country, and code, a list of country codes. Those are the object columns or data types. And then we have the years and the area burned. In terms of data types, this was good enough for what I needed. I guess I could have renamed the entity column to country, but I didn't think that was important, and so I left it as is. What I found was missing from the data set was that there was no global data. We had a long list of countries and even continents, but no combination of how much area was burned globally each year. And so I decided to add that data. So first I imported pandas, and then I created a new data frame for which I grouped the year in my original data frame and summed up the area burned each year, and then created a new entity called global. And in order to bring that data into a data frame, I created a new data frame called WF. And for this, I combined or concatenated the WF2, my original data frame, and the global data frame, which is what I created up here. And then I printed the new data frame. And as you can see, it appended the global data to the very back of that data frame. So I tried to do visualization with Bokeh, but I found it lacking, or I couldn't figure out how to make it more interactive in a useful way with this long list of countries, and I really wanted to have a drop-down menu. And so I landed on using Dash for this purpose, but since Dash is not installed in Colab by default, I had to do that, so I installed Dash. And then I went ahead and from Dash I imported these items, and then I started preparing my data and my plot. So I extracted all the unique entities and added them to a list. And since I'm using a drop-down menu, I thought it would be useful if I could pin the items that I am most likely or most frequently going to refer to the top. Including the global data, the continents, and the 3 North American countries. And that's what I did here. So I created pinned items and then the labels for those pinned options. And then I initialized the Dash app and defined how that drop-down menu works. And as you can see here, the value for the pinned items, it starts here with 0. That refers to that first item in the list of pinned items. So 0 here refers to global. If I wanted to show North America first, like as a default data set, I could have entered a 4 here because that's in the 5th position, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the default, when I'm loading the plot, would be the North America data. But I thought global was fine, so I left it at 0. And yeah, then I defined the callback in order to create my plot and loaded the data into the plot. And this is what we get, an interactive figure where I can use this drop-down menu to select from my pinned items or the alphabetical list of countries underneath. And what you can see here is that in terms of area burned, the wildfires in 2023 weren't any outliers compared to previous years, at least globally. When you look at North America, you can see that that we had almost twice as much burned area in 2023 than compared to 2022 and previous years. And but if you look a little more at the countries in North America, and starting with Mexico, you see that for Mexico, 2023 was not an outlier year compared to the previous years. And neither was it for the US. Actually, for the US, 2023 showed quite significant, less wildfires than the previous 2 years at least. And the outlier for North America that pulled all the numbers up was Canada. So we see that the area burned in 2023 was multiple times higher than the area burned in previous years. And we can only hope that for 2024, that number is going to stay low. But like I said in the beginning, the data here is only for the very beginning of 2024. And obviously we're now in the middle of summer, and this is when we can expect, by the end of the summer, when we can expect to get more dependable data for this year. Yeah, so that was my Capstone Project 1, and thank you for watching.